to your friends, come on down. You know what the devil is saying? He's telling you and me, come on down. But you got a work to do. I can't come down. I'm about a great work. I can't leave it. If I come down, what's going to happen? I come to tell you, it's time. Get in position and stay where the Lord has placed you. Don't you listen to folk all over the place. They'll tell you this day I'm doing this, but tomorrow they're doing something else. I want to follow somebody that has their feet in spiritual cement, that when the wind blows, they ain't going nowhere. When the wind blows, they gonna be here. Not when they feel it's get hurt. They somewhere else. You know what, Pastor? My nerves was shot. I got it all upset. I went somewhere else. Then you ought to stay there, because this place is a place for believers who believe that God has founded me. I'm gonna stand. Haven't done all. Stand when winds blow. I'll still be standing. When the water rises, I'll still be standing. Whenever the enemy comes in, I'll still be standing. What he don't know, it ain't me. Something in me. I can't fall, because the anointing keeps pushing you up. Every time you want to quit, the anointing gives you a boost. Somebody said I don't even know how I'm standing, but every time I try to fall, he keeps lifting me up. Every time I call myself quitting, he keeps lifting me up. Do I have anybody in this place who feel that whenever I'm ready to quit, something keep pushing me? Something keep pushing me. They used to say something got a hold of me. It's called the Holy Ghost. I'm glad to be Baptist, but I'm especially glad to have the anointing. Have I give a witness? I'm going back home. I'm going to do what I'm supposed to do. Stop trying to do ministry in church and you haven't done ministry at home. Stop trying to lead somebody here and you ain't leading your family. In here you got all the answers for everybody else. What about your own family? I think I need to stay there.
Come on, man.
And what causes people to get turned off is when they get a peek in your private life.
You ain't never lied.
Kills all that stuff we talk about.
Come on.
No prayer for your children. How you praying for everybody in the church? No understanding for your family. How you understand everybody else? Come on, talk to me. How faithful you are in executing whatever it is your secular job wants from you. But in church, you don't even want to move. You know, you wait on some phone calls. Phone calls always, it's been a change. Instead of this day, Pastor want us out on this day. Who took that day? First of all, that ain't your business. Your job is to be ready when called. I'm not talking about the scripture that said be also ready. That's something different. But you're supposed to be ready because you're in ministry. You know, you're a man, you ought to keep something in the closet just in case. Should never be to a place where I ain't got nothing to wear. No, tuck something away. Because you don't know when God will call you for ministry. And some of the greatest times in ministry is when God calls you unexpectedly. I walk in places, sometimes they say, hey, Pastor Drinks, they put a Bible in my hand. You got to preach. I can't say to them, what? The devil is a liar. That's what we do. I I'll put our pastors, our preachers on the spot like that. I got sick one day. Reverend Henderson had to go and she had to preach. Didn't have time to go and to look at a lot of things. She had to go for what she knew, what was in her heart.
Amen. Amen.
At the end of the day, problem with a lot of us is we got to give you so much preparation. And God is saying, no, that's why you're supposed to study to show yourself. There's going to come a time where I'm going to pull on you. I'm going to pull on you. Somebody's absent, you got to step in. That's why you got to be on your post. It's not a game, it's not nothing you want to play with. Leave all that other stuff home, anybody got time for that? People are trying to get to heaven. Am I right? People are trying to get to heaven, and you can't get to heaven by staying on earth. How many know when you meet Jesus, there ought to be a change in your life? You don't measure yourself as to how fast, but you got to say that since I've been with Jesus, some things has changed. I don't know, I got a pet peeve, if you will, with nasty people, because they're the ones that break people's spirits.
Amen.
You know, and at the end of the day, what you got that makes you so authoritative?
Right.
What did you do to make you Lord over somebody else?
Right.
Nothing. He woke you up just like he woke them up. He blesses you like he blessed them. And you know what? We got to learn real quick. The number one commodity in the church is God's people. And you better treat them right, because you're going to answer to God. I hear preachers a lot of times, thinking that, they're in charge. Jesus said, upon this rock, I build my church, and the gates of hell shall not prevail. Don't you come here because you've been summoned by men. You come here because you love the Lord. And if you do that, you won't get sidetracked when you see men miss the mark. You can't get caught up in men and women, because the Bible says that put no confidence in the flesh. You'd be surprised what you would get. And then you're holding people to standards that you can't even keep. That's something, you want a holy man of God and you're not holy. Somebody said it takes one to get one. You can fuss and all that at home and do everything you want, but then you come to church, you want people that's angels around you. No, you need to understand, people coming in just like you. And they need God to straighten up their lives. That's why if you're privileged to do anything in church, it's an honor. Whatever it is, you ought to do it with great appreciation. I mean, I don't know what a person can do that God would bestow upon them the wherewithal to preach the gospel, or to be a deacon, or to be a janitor, or to be an usher. It don't matter what position you hold in the church. Do you know who your boss is?
Make it plain, sir.
You're talking about a benefit package. He's bigger than that. Blue Cross and Blue Shield ain't got nothing on God. You work for the best, and you're talking about treating you right. Oh, I tell you, we got to get back to when we love God and get back in the position. Some of you have stopped working in positions, and you can't justify that. That's you, that ain't God. That's your issue. You try to make it other people's issue, or you try to say things like, it's me. You're right, it is you. You can't understand how blessed you are. But what's going to happen when God stands? You stand before God and He says, why didn't you do what I called you to do? What you going to say? You going to blame the people? They wouldn't listen to you. God's going to say, they ain't listen to me either, but I never stopped being God. People who look for back doors, responsibilities when you don't want them, you'll always find a way out. But those who understand God's will, you'll always find a reason to hang on. And that's the difference between the person that give up and the person that sticks out to the end. They understand who they are in God. I want you to stand.